Bear markets are really scary things, and the price of all financial assets seem to be falling off a cliff. People are running around. There's fear, chaos, and uncertainty all over the place. I recently saw a Twitter thread from RAOUL, the founder of Real Vision, in which he clearly articulated a lot of how I'm thinking. I thought we could go right through it. He started with macro views. As I've talked a lot about, I think we're going into a pretty nasty recession, or we're already in one. Layoffs are coming as our house prices falling. Demand destruction is everywhere due to the largest monetary tightening in history. RAOUL then went on to say, the equity markets have priced this already. The credit markets are beginning to price this, and copper is doing its job. It's the year-over-year rate change of these assets you need to look at. The bond market and oil are the two assets not pricing in future recession yet. Bonds finally decided to join the party, and the trend of higher yields, lower equities has probably ended. Lower stocks now equal lower yields. The final show to add to this will be oil. He thinks that it breaks lower. Bond yields falling and oil falling will give the excuse to the Fed to hike in May and then pause, and maybe do one more in June. The bond markets will then begin to price it out. However, the next 4 weeks are going to be highly unsettling, and every position gets taken out and shot. There will be no safe place to hide, except for bonds, but most people are short those. Liquidation all over the place. Crypto, it's in full panic mode. All the monkeys are flinging poo at each other, or at RAOUL, on Twitter, and that's a sign of approaching the lows. March 2020 was very similar in levels of fear, anger, vitriol, shock, and panic. June 2021 was less. But crypto's a long-term investment for RAOUL. It's not a trade. In the thesis, in clear expectations of 60% corrections. Without that kind of volatility, you don't get the exponential upside. If you zoom out from the FUD, you get Bitcoin heading back to its long-term exponential moving average. Tough times like these are times to buy if you have any spare cash, but that's not necessarily easy these days. And sentiment is so bad that you just by writing the tweets, that will get people in the comment section full of personal attacks, vitriol, and anger. He's sorry you feel that way. Bear markets and recessions are hard and scary, but they give huge opportunities. Keep calm, carry on, stick to the frameworks, relentlessly test your hypothesis, keep an open mind, filter out the noise, and focus. Opportunity comes out of crisis. He's looking to add an ETH and getting wildly bullish bonds, and he's averaging in to high beta growth. Regardless of what you think happens, there's lots of great advice in that Twitter thread. The louder that the fear gets, the louder the uncertainty and the chaos gets, the more opportunity there probably is. One of the hardest parts in investing is actually controlling your emotions. When everyone else is fearful, you've got to start to get a little greedy. And ultimately, what we are watching is that markets are just full of sheep. As people get scared, other people get more and more scared, and it has this negative feedback loop. Ultimately, I don't think that Bitcoin or other types of financial assets will go down forever. The question is just, when does the pain stop? And no one actually knows. But one thing that you have to do in any asset class, real estate, stocks, bonds, crypto, or anything else, keep a long time horizon and make sure that you always ensure that you've got durability to your financial portfolio.